Once upon a time, in a small town near the sea, there lived a 28-year-old young man. His name was Daniel. Daniel's life looked normal from the outside. He had a job, he had a home, he had friends. But there was something he carried inside that was slowly destroying him day by day. Daniel could not look at mirrors. Yes, you heard that right. Every mirror in his house was covered. The bathroom mirror was hidden with a towel. The large mirror in his bedroom was covered with a bedsheet. He had even covered his phone's front camera with black tape. Because when Daniel saw himself, he felt hatred. When he saw every line on his face, the tiredness in his eyes, the messiness in his hair, his heart darkened. When he looked at himself, the same thoughts always came to his mind. You are not enough. You are a failure. You have nothing. Nobody loves you. These thoughts were so powerful that Daniel was now afraid to look at himself. The mirror was not just a mirror for him. The mirror was a reflection of all his failures, regrets, and pain. People didn't notice this. Daniel smiled outside, talked, looked normal. But there was an emptiness inside him, a deep, dark, painful emptiness. Every morning when he woke up and went to work, he kept his head down. He couldn't look into people's eyes because he was afraid he would see the same thing in their eyes. You are not enough. One day while Daniel was walking home from work, he lifted his head and saw a shop window. His reflection was in the glass. For a moment he saw himself and immediately turned his head away. His heart started beating fast. His hands trembled. He couldn't breathe. No, no, don't look, he screamed inside. But in that moment he noticed something. In the shop window, he was not alone. There were people walking beside him, and none of them were looking at him. None of them were judging him. Everyone was continuing with their own lives. When Daniel got home, he was very tired. But this tiredness was not just physical. His soul was tired. The weight he had been carrying for years had now become unbearable. That night, as he lay in his bed, he made a decision. Maybe it was a foolish decision, but he had no other choice. I need help, he said to himself. The next day, he researched on the internet. About 2 hours away from town, in a forested area, there was a small therapy center. But this center was not an ordinary place. It was called the Silent Retreat, and it offered a special program only for those who could not accept themselves. Daniel picked up his phone and called. A calm woman's voice answered. Hello, Silent Retreat. I'm Elena. Daniel hesitated a bit, but then spoke. I'm Daniel. I hate myself, and I can't look at mirrors anymore. Elena listened quietly. Then she answered with a calm voice. Daniel, we can help you here. But know this, it's not an easy process. If you want to see yourself, you must first face your fears. Daniel took a deep breath. I'm ready, he said. 3 days later, Daniel boarded a bus and set off toward the forested area. The road was long and silent. Mountains, trees, sky. Everything was so peaceful that it created a strange contrast with the storm inside Daniel. Finally, he arrived at a small wooden building. Elena was waiting at the door. She was a middle-aged woman with a calm face. There was warmth in her eyes. Welcome, Daniel, she said. It takes courage to come here. Daniel just nodded. He had no strength to speak. Elena took him inside. The building was very simple and minimalist. There were no mirrors, no shiny surfaces, just wood, white walls, and natural light. This is a safe space for you, said Elena. Here, no one will judge you. No one will expect anything from you. You will just be with yourself. Daniel settled into his room. It was a small, simple room. A bed, a table, a window. That was all. At dinner, Elena and Daniel sat together. Elena asked, Can you tell me when you started hating yourself? Daniel silently looked at his food. Then he started talking. As far as I remember, it's always been like this. When I was little, I wasn't as good as other kids at school. In sports, in classes, in nothing. My father always said I could do better. My mother always compared, the neighbor's son is like this, your friend's son is like that. I was never enough. Elena listened. She didn't interrupt. Daniel continued. As I grew up, these thoughts became stronger. I graduated from university but couldn't find a good job. My relationships were always short. My friends got married, had children, became successful. I'm still in the same place. When I look in the mirror, I see a failed man, and I don't want to see him. Elena slowly nodded. Daniel, let me tell you something. What you see in the mirror is not you. What you see in the mirror is the story you tell yourself. Daniel looked surprised. The story I tell myself? Yes, said Elena. For years you've been telling yourself, I'm not enough, I'm a failure, I'm worthless. And this story became your reality. But is this story real? Or does it only exist in your mind? Daniel thought silently. The next morning, Elena took Daniel to a room. The room was completely empty. There was only a large white cloth in the center. Daniel, now I'm going to give you a task, said Elena. Under this cloth, there is a mirror, but this mirror is special. This mirror will only show you the truth. Daniel's heart started beating fast. No, I'm not ready. You're not ready because you're protecting yourself, said Elena. But fear doesn't change the truth. It only keeps you prisoner. Daniel approached the cloth with trembling hands. His breath was cut off. He was sweating. I can't do this. Elena spoke with a calm voice. Daniel, what you'll see in the mirror won't kill you, but not seeing it is slowly killing you. Daniel took a deep breath and pulled the cloth. A large mirror stood before him, and in the mirror, he saw himself. At first, he panicked. He wanted to run, but then, for a moment, he stopped. He looked into his eyes, tired but honest eyes. He looked at his face, lines there, but full of life. He looked at his hair, messy but real, and suddenly he realized the person he saw in the mirror wasn't as terrible as he thought. The person he saw in the mirror was just a human, flawed but real, tired but alive. Tears began to flow from his eyes. Elena came to his side and touched his shoulder. Did you see, Daniel? You are not a monster. You are a human being. And like every human, you are flawed. And this is completely normal. Daniel started crying. Everything he had been holding inside for years was coming out. Pain, anger, regret, sadness, all of it. And in that moment, something changed. When he looked at the mirror again, he no longer saw an enemy. He only saw himself. From that day on, Daniel's therapy continued. Every day, Elena talked with him. Every day, Daniel looked at the mirror, and every day he accepted a little more. Elena taught him this. Accepting yourself doesn't mean being perfect. Accepting yourself means being at peace with your flaws. Daniel asked, but how can I love myself? I have no achievements. Elena smiled. Daniel, success is not measured from the outside. Success is felt from the inside. You came here today. You looked at the mirror today. You were honest with yourself for the first time in years today. Isn't that an achievement? Daniel stopped. He thought, maybe she was right. A week later, Daniel returned to town, but he was no longer the same Daniel. When he got home, the first thing he did was uncover the mirror in the bathroom. He pulled the towel away, and he looked at the mirror. This time, he didn't run. This time, he looked into his eyes and said, hello, I'm Daniel, and I'm not perfect. But that's okay, because I'm human, and being human doesn't mean being perfect. Being human means being real. That day, Daniel felt peace for the first time in years. Of course, everything wasn't perfect. There were still difficult days. He still doubted himself. But now there was a difference. He no longer ran from mirrors, because now he knew that what he saw in the mirror was not an enemy, just himself. And being himself was enough. If you enjoyed this story, please like it and share it with your friends. And remember, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one. We look forward to seeing you in the next story with new thoughts and new lessons. Until then, take care of yourself and stay peaceful. Because remember, what you see in the mirror is not your reality, it's the story you tell yourself. And changing the story is in your hands.